Welcome to your favorite hour of the week. It's PGO Radio, your home for everything Pokemon Go. News, tips and tricks, community, and much, much more. So sit back, take a breath, because it's time to go, go, go.
What's up? It's PGO Radio, episode 4, recorded on July 29th, 2016. I'm Brent Copeland.
And I'm Eric Fullerton. Hi.
How's it going?
Pretty good on this episode 4.
This is the how to catch a Pokemon every time episode.
Yeah, that's actually a thing. It's not just clickbait.
And it's such a cool tip that you showed me tonight.
Yeah.
And it worked every time I did it. That I said, this has got to go in the show, Mr. Fullerton. And you said, well, of course. That's why I told you, you moron. And I said, quit calling me a moron. That's not nice.
And then we got in a fist fight.
And then we started throwing our phones at each other. And we were like, wait, no. Anyway.
And then we got put in jail.
Then we tweeted.
And then...
I'm in jail because Eric called me a moron.
An ice age happened. We ended up eating each other.
I don't remember
we got
that.
Hungry. It was really odd.
I'm going to have to go back and think about that, I think. So tell us how you feel about us eating each other at twitter.com/PGO Radio. Just tweet us, hashtag I ate Pokemon.
Yeah, out of survival, not entertainment.
Not because Eric tasted good.
Yeah.
Something like that. But we got a great show for you today, so stay tuned. We've got our weekly adventures and, of course, news and some discussions. Some really cool things happened over the week since the last show. Got a couple items in the Pokemail call, bag, something, iTunes reviews, some revolution ideas for the game, resources, and, of course... we got some tips and tricks at the gym. So we'll be hitting the gym later, and you'll find out how to catch a Pokemon every time.
Yeah.
We're gonna build it up so big, and then they'll be like, nah.
Man, it's so lame.
Nah. But it's not lame. I think we could build it up.
I mean, if you want to just go ahead and catch them all the time.
Every time. Never miss.
Yeah.
But if you have tips, tricks, anything else you want to get involved with the show, please call us at speakpipe.com/PGO Radio or email us at PGORadio@gmail.com. And let's start talking about some of our weekly adventures.
A weekly adventure.
Other weekly. We have them every weekly and their adventures. Bing!
Pikachu.
Yeah.
So, did you have, speaking of Pikachu...
That was such a good bumper. It sounded like we were doing it live.
I know.
Because it was recorded with the same microphones and the same...
the audio levels were just perfect.
Perfect.
Right on.
Weekly adventures. So this week was great. I hatched an egg. Well, I hatched a bunch of eggs.
At home?
They're all
popped
crap.
it out your butt?
I did. And then equally, I popped one out in the game.
Get anything good?
Well, the first couple were like trash.
Right.
And then a Pikachu came out of one. I was like, what?
Nice.
Are you kidding me? That's so cool. Because the first time I saw a Pikachu, it was in my kitchen. And I didn't really realize how rare it was at the time.
Were you cooking it? Or was it cooking you a meal?
It was actually standing on my microwave.
It likes a quick dinner.
Yeah, and I didn't realize how rare they were because this was maybe the first day or second day that Pokemon came out, and it got up and ran away right away.
Oh.
Later I was like, oh.
It didn't like what was for dinner.
But now, hatched it, boom, got it. Also, if you don't know, if you're looking at your... if you're looking at the list of your Pokemon and you click on one and you look at the the stats screen, I guess it would be called, the profile screen for a Pokemon, you can rotate him and look at his butt if you want to, and you can also click on him and he'll make the sound and the animation. I was with somebody the other day that didn't know that you could do that and was like, what? I didn't know you could click on him. Caw. I was like, well, I guess, people just don't go clicking on the screen a lot.
That's one of the Easter eggs maybe they're talking about.
Yeah, maybe. But so when you click on Pikachu, he actually says Pika, Pika. So that's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
So I got him.
I wasn't aware of that. I'm one of those morons you're talking. Did you call me a moron again?
Oh, was that you that didn't know that? Also, I had a pretty good week playing. I mean, I went all over here and there, but basically, one of the highlights was kind of a bad thing. I ran out of Pokeballs, and a Taurus went wandering through my living room, and I was like, no.
Like a Ford Taurus?
Yeah, Ford Taurus.
I didn't have any balls to throw at it.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just take every word you say and go, act like I don't know what the hell you're talking about. Just make it so a Ford Taurus. It's just stupid.
It drove right through my living room.
Did you call me stupid?
What does that mean?
I don't know what's happening here. This is going oddly. I'm thinking I'm stroking out slowly. But so the Taurus went through the room. You had no balls.
Yeah.
Did you go immediately and put in your credit card and buy some balls?
Well, I wasn't going to mention that part because that part was kind of sad and depressing. But okay.
But it's part of the game. We all have those moments.
Okay, I'll tell the rest of the story. I honestly was not even going to say anything. Okay,
Busted.
So I had coins left over from the time I spent $20. That's
the Google Play. So.
Yeah, from Google Play. So it wasn't like real money. This is like free app money. But anyway, that's the only time I've spent money on the game.
You say it like no one spends money on this game.
Well, I know people spend more money from their wallets.
I've spent like $15. I think. Okay. But then my wife has spent probably 5 or 10, and then
I don't see anything wrong with it at all. I mean, really,
that's how the game is.
Yeah,
right?
There's nothing wrong with spending money. I'm just saying I spent like the free app money stuff that Google gives you. But anyway,
I need some of that free app love money.
But so I purchased that early on, and basically I buy a lot of upgrades and stuff because I'm always maxing out my backpack. But anyway, so the Taurus was walking through, and I said, okay, I have balls left, or coins left.
So you got your balls.
Another pack of 200 balls.
Right.
Well, that would have exceeded my inventory.
Oh, that
so I'm
sucks,
sitting there, and I upgraded my bags
they didn't
by
have
50.
Money for balls?
I needed 150 more slots. So I'm sitting there throwing away potions. I'm just like throwing away en masse. And I'm throwing like anything else. I'm just throwing all this crap away. By the time I finally got done, the Taurus was nowhere to be seen.
Oh man!
And I said it out loud. Everybody got it. My girlfriend got it. My friend was there. Everybody got the Taurus, but
except for me. No one called me and said,
and I'm sitting there messing with my stupid inventory, spending money and everything, freaking out. I didn't even actually say anything out loud because I was all embarrassed that I had done all that and then finally failed at the end. So yeah. So now I have plenty of Pokeballs and inventory space. But
there's a similar story that happened in my house. I was actually, I think, podcasting doing a choke point, and my son comes running in the room, and
which is an Overwatch podcast, by the way.
Hey, thanks for the plug. That's pretty cool. It's also on the Large March Network. Just go to largemarch.media and you can find them all.
Yeah,
just like Pokemon, you can catch them all. But he was like, "Dad, there's a Raichu out front." Or not out front. It was in the house,
Raichu?
right? Raichu.
That's the
Pikachu upgrade.
The orange one, right, or something. I think he's orange.
He looks like Pikachu, but he's more like he's got a longer tail and.
So you got it.
So I got it, yeah, because I had to buy balls. Because I ran out of balls, just like you, and that's the beauty of this game. Not for us, but for the company and how they're going to make so much money. Because there's those rare ones, and what if they time it to when you're like almost out of balls, and then they're like,
"Yeah,
here's a Raichu."
I know.
Let's see what happens. Good luck. Even though now we're going to lower the RNG for your catches,
right?
And tweak this until you buy some, and then we'll give it to you, or it might run off. But my son was on. His iPad, so he has to like get connection, and his connection always is flaky on there, and he got connection, and then he didn't have balls, and he had to buy balls, but then it's a big process because like he doesn't have a credit card. He's got to kind of go through us and like get it approved and like all this stuff.
So it's like
it ran away.
Oh god!
And this is the one he's been wanting like forever. So
it's very similar, actually. We're fumbling around like, oh my god, I need it now.
And I think everybody probably has one of these stories, and either they run out of balls or whatever. Like, and now I'm like, okay, I need to always have balls, right? You got to have balls,
right? Yeah.
Can't be without balls. You can't just have blue balls. Blue balls are not always good, especially if that's all you have is like 2 blue balls.
Yeah, that's right. And Angus Young, isn't that his name?
Angus, is that the AC/DC guy? He's got big balls.
The biggest balls of them all.
That's right.
That's right, yeah.
That's a good song. Nice reference. I like that. Right. But also, so we're taking a Poke vacation this weekend.
A Pokevation?
A Pokevation.
Or Pocation?
Yeah, we had a free night at a hotel. And instead of like driving out of town somewhere, we're going to a hotel, or the West End down at Bridge Street. So it's like, it ended up being, because it's more than like what they give you for the free room. So it's $30. We get to go swim in the pool, but like Bridge Street has a ton of Pokéstops and stuff.
Yeah.
So we're going to run around there and just have fun Saturday night. And it's right before school. So my kids will get to play and I'll get to play and we'll get our balls and have fun.
Can you reach Pokestops from the hotel room, you think?
There's one really close.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see. It just depends on what room. I think if we're out by the pool, maybe.
That's cool.
But so we're just gonna have fun doing that, and I'm saving up a bunch of evolutions, but I'm going to talk about that more when we talk about a new tool, or not a new tool, but a tool that's gotten even better. So stay tuned, and we will get back to that in just a second. But first, we got this.
In the news, the Pokemon news.
Those.
Is that a weird...
And discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounded good. Loved it.
So a lot of stuff happened this week. I think one of the biggest things is, and I'm skipping ahead here, is the Comic-Con.
Yeah, the
news
Comic-Con panel. Yeah,
a lot of stuff came out of that. What was your favorite thing about the Comic-Con panel that came out?
I liked that he mentioned the thing about the Easter eggs.
Oh, I did. Yes.
Was that not part of it?
No, that was.
Yeah.
I was trying to highlight the whole sentence, so I just knew where I was. And
okay.
I hoped I wasn't like influencing your words.
Oh yeah, no. The Easter egg, the fact that he said, "Oh well, the Sparky Rainer and Pyro thing that you guys figured out. Well, there's a lot more like that you haven't figured
really
out.
Cool.
Also, there's more Pokemon than we thought there was." Like the guy in Brooklyn was like, "Oh yeah, I'm the first guy in the whole world to catch them all." And then John Hanke, CEO,
Mr. Niantic.
yeah, he's like, "No, you didn't, sir." we would know we made the game, and there's like 5 more.
But are they just the legendary that they're not releasing until? Supposedly they're not releasing like the legendaries, right? Until they have.
Yeah,
released it to everyone. The game to everyone.
Yeah, something
Is
like
that. What he's talking about?
Like super rare stuff. Like he might have caught like all the available ones or something like that. But like, but yeah, there's going to be some real rare ones that might spawn. Like once every couple months or.
Oh wow!
Like,
so
there
there
might be like some real rare legendary stuff. My thought
like Ditto.
Ditto.
Isn't that?
That's Ditto the Pokemon.
We have a story about Ditto too coming up.
I'm thinking like what I would like to see is like maybe something like where they have a very rare occurrence, like 8 months cooldown, so it's gone for 8 months out of the year, and then it pops up. But the spawn time or the time that it's there might be 24 hours. So that gives everybody a chance to actually literally go to this state, to this location, to drive
to another state.
And like if you're crazy enough, you really want it, then you'll do it. But you have 24 hours. Like that would be an event, like really exciting.
Now, do you think they should do it? Like my thought was they're going to do it like they do the Ingress anomalies, which is the other game they made, where they say, okay, the main ones are in these like 5 cities across the world, and then we have these like 4 or 5 satellites. Of each of those.
Yeah, that'd
maybe
be more
they do
fair.
something like that.
Because then you know that you're coming into this town. Like, say you go to Nashville, Tennessee, and you plan this vacation for 6 months, and you have your room already set up and your travel, and then finally, and then you get there, and then you're guaranteed to get this weird legendary. That would be one thing. But on the other hand, I just think it would be pretty exciting if you suddenly got news, through Reddit or through internet, through all these channels, like, dude,
you have 24
there's
hours.
a giant freaking dragon sitting in Times Square right now. Like, there's no way you can get it unless you're here right now.
Would you do it?
Like, you have 24 hours to get to New York City.
Would you
like,
do it? Would you do it?
It really depends on money and time, like, situation,
Right.
But
okay, but if you...
A last-minute thing is very adventurous.
If you had the money, like, so the money wasn't the issue, the travel wasn't so much the issue, it was just, like, you had to tell work that you were going to have to be off for...
I would
2
do
days.
it. See, the thing is, like, I don't like traveling by myself. So
it's if I would go with you.
if I had somebody to go, I would totally do it.
Oh, I'd definitely go.
Right? And then we bring
I'm
a
sad
camera
that
and we'll
way.
film some stuff. It'd be awesome.
just for
And just to see all the thousands of people showing up doing the same thing, like, what? That'd be weird.
crazy. That'd be
As long as
awesome.
there's no like terrorist attack or something happening right there, that'd be awful.
Yeah, the terrorists play Pokemon Go too.
I
so
guess.
they
Yeah.
would. Anyway, maybe they'll have a bunch of Pokemon down by the wall.
The wall?
The wall.
What wall?
Well, if Trump gets elected, we'll have a big wall.
The Mexico-American wall. Yeah, that's right.
Or the Canadian one too. I think they're going to build one to keep us out of Canada.
That's right.
Anyway, also, I think we knew there were a bunch more features coming, but that was another big thing they announced at the Comic-Con was that only about 10% of the game's features are released at this moment, so we can expect a lot more. Mm-hmm. So be sure and send us your ideas for the Evolution Revolution, because there were a lot of ideas in our Minecraft podcast that got into the game, and some of them were kind of wacky. So we think they were listening, and we're pretty sure they're listening to the show too, because they're going to be on it soon.
Yeah, that's right.
Soon.
We're gonna have
Trademark.
Also, some other stuff that he talked about was they mentioned the 3-step bug, which is cool because I hadn't really seen any other place where they actually addressed it, but they said that they're working on it, and they honestly they don't want to add any new features until existing bugs are dealt with. So and that's totally understandable. Not real sure what's going on with this bug though. You got to wonder, like, a team of developers, the whole world is waiting for this one bug, and it's like, wow, if they can't track this down and fix it, it must really be a heinous bug, because these are some smart guys that have put this together, obviously.
Well, then it may just be like too difficult, like not too difficult, but like they've got to rewrite a whole, because it's all about too much data, it sounds like, flowing, and so it's killing their network.
Right.
And so it's like,
they have to keep it down.
How do you rewrite that? Like, well, we got to figure out how to make it less data.
Yeah. Well,
and
see,
on the
trailer,
smaller things or something.
We saw something different on the trailer before the game was released, because it was showing that it would say a single Pokemon, it would have an arrow, and it would say 300 meters this way. That's exactly like how you get Ingress. If you're close to a portal, it'll say it's 25 meters this way, and you go closer and it counts down and you're there. They kind of showed that, as the trailer. So I wouldn't mind something like that, just a list of Pokemon and how far they are. I don't know. The 1, 2, and 3 step is vague, I think, for vague's sake, just to make the game more interesting and more difficult.
It's like almost maybe they should just limit it to rare Pokemon that you don't have. Or something. Because does anybody really care if a Pidgey is 3 steps away ever?
Right, yeah.
Is a Rattata 1 step away? I don't care. Like, I'm going to see plenty of those ever. The only thing I care about are the rare ones or the ones I don't have.
Right, the shadows, right? You're always looking for the shadowed
trying
ones.
To fill those in.
What in the world is that?
And it seems like if you limited it to that, you're already saving like a lot of bandwidth and stuff. Like, you're just cutting out a ton of traffic. Mm-hmm. And that doesn't make you add more Pokemon around the world. Right. Also, one thing people noticed this week was that a lot of the nests, what people call them, have changed. So, like, we were seeing a lot of the Magmars down at the downtown. Mm-hmm. They were just spawning like crazy. They've changed, and it's now something else just spawning down there. So it sounds like either weekly or with patches or something, they're going to be kind of changing these nests of where certain Pokemon spawn, which is, I think, pretty cool.
Yeah, I think so too. Kind of changed up, get more variety going.
And with that, that's why they got 75 million downloads over that. That's crazy.
Wow.
That's like over Facebook numbers, right?
Yeah. Wow.
Over Snapchat numbers. Over the number of police in America, which reminds me of this next story.
Nice weird segue.
Do you realize that police are actually using Pokemon Go to lure criminals and to capture them?
That's weird.
So the Smithfield Police Department put out this message on their Facebook page and invited random citizens to come and try to catch a super rare Pokemon in the processing room. Ditto, who's super rare, and they had a picture of Ditto and stuff. And the thing was, they only sent these. The random citizens in their notice were people that they wanted for arrest they had warrants
they had
for.
warrants. Oh wow!
So anyone stupid enough to get caught in that one kind of deserve it.
So did they do it? Like, did these guys show up and they're like, "You just caught a night in jail," like, congrats. Here's handcuffs. And
they didn't actually say in the story where I read this, but we'll keep checking on it and see.
Wow.
Because someone else has done it, like Virginia police station did it as well.
I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt to try, right? I mean, you might as well. I mean, if there's a warrant, might as well try anything you can do. I mean, well, that's cool. Well, you go, police.
You Pokemon go, capture them all.
Yeah.
Gotta capture them all.
Capture all the criminals.
So, and this has been around a lot this week, is that Pokemon Go has started to trend downward.
Okay.
Which I think is Eric and I have been playing video games for a long time, and the thing is, when a video game comes out, 99.99% of the time, it's probably when it's going to sell the most. Mm-hmm. And after that, it's probably going to trend down. Minecraft is probably the one game that is different from that, just because of how Minecraft was.
Yeah.
But Pokemon Go, I don't think it's really that crazy that it's trending down now. And when we say trending down, it's from its height of 26 million active users. It's down to 23 million active users.
Users or usage?
This is daily active users.
Oh, okay. So just spending less time in Pokemon Go during your daily activities, and that makes sense as the newness wears off, and you've caught things and you've kind of experienced what you're going to be, what is the essence of the game. It makes sense that you're not spending all day long doing it. I mean, obviously the hardcore that are like level 30 and 40. Somebody hit 40 and took a screenshot of the care package that you get. It's
a lot of stuff.
You get a lot of like weird, like ultra super
Mega
insane ball. Yeah. Admittedly, they were cheating though. They were farming and stuff.
Farming.
They need to fix that. I mean, I can't believe they're allowing all this botting to happen.
I was watching a show today, and someone on it was talking about, they were talking about the game, and I feel like they didn't have, really what the game was about and how 99% of the people use it, because he spent $100 on the game, had 1,000 slots, has 9 incubators going all the time. Mm-hmm. It's like you're playing a different game at that point. You are not playing the same Pokemon Go game the rest of us are playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to worry about running out of balls, running out of room. You've probably got most of you're incubating 9 at a time.
Yeah.
Like, think about, just in kilometers of, how you walk, doing that, it takes us 45 kilometers to their 5,
right,
to incubate 9 eggs at the same time. And it's like, I don't know. Anyway, I don't know where I was going with that.
They probably have that hack where there's a lot of videos out now about how to fake your footsteps, like walking with your phone. And one was tying it to a string and a pulley system that would drag the phone through your house with this pulley system. I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
We've got an easier one in our incubation trick of the week. It's new. It's not a segment, but it's in our tips and tricks. It's the incubation trick of the week. What do you think?
It's very snappy, see?
Well, we'll get to that in the tips and tricks later. So stay tuned because we're also going to show you how to catch every Pokemon.
No, every time?
Every time with one toss. I don't know. What is it?
It got a little complicated. Yeah, we'll tell you later.
Get the super, super rare ones every single... Wait. Anyway. Okay. So also this past week, they were talking about how they wanted to... Or they're working to remove unwanted Pokéstops. And one of the big ones I think that was in the news of people asking was the Holocaust... memorial. No, it's a museum.
Yeah, right.
Had some Pokéstops and they wanted them to stop, and they have. They are no longer there at their own request, and so they're working to remove them. And they already have a system where you can go to their website and request them removed. But I'm like wondering, what proof are they doing? Like, what happens if because we've got a local bar, Pints and Pixels say. Mm-hmm. They have 2 Pokemon stops within their vicinity. They actually put lures on them, and they put, I'll tell you more about them later. Anyway, getting down to what if another bar didn't want them to have those Pokestops because it's getting the business, so they basically went to the page and went, remove it.
All right.
Remove the Pokestops. We don't want them here. People are, spray painting Pokemon signs on our heads and while we're walking around.
So you're saying a competing business would do that because they don't want them to steal all the business?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
So, and I don't know what the process is to check into people, but I'd be let's look into that this week, and if people know, let us know.
Yeah, and it's also putting a value on virtual space, like the virtual space that encompasses your establishment, your bar, is not the same as the physical space that encompasses your bar. Like Niantic as a company can't go and repaint your building and fire the staff and rehire somebody they want. I mean, that's none of they're not allowed to do that. But they could do whatever they want to in the virtual space.
In their virtual space. This is their world, right?
Right. And what the people do, they still have to abide by the laws of the physical space and the virtual space.
Yeah.
Because when you download this app, you are agreeing to all those terms of the virtual spaces and the terms of the license of the software of the usage. But you still have physical laws too. Police will stop you if you break into a church window at midnight. You know what I mean?
So it's ghastly.
So it gets complicated. But this feels like the early days of the internet when nobody knew what was going on and there were no laws in place and everybody was doing whatever the crap they wanted to do. That's exactly what AR feels like. Nobody knows what the crap's going on. Most people, there's so many people that don't even know what Pokemon is. Like these companies that they're like, I was talking to a friend and he said he was talking to this coffee shop owner that was like, we need to get some Pokemon put into our coffee shop so people can come and get them. I was like, wait, no, that's not how you do it.
That's not how any of it works.
Yeah, and then another owner that was downtown in Huntsville was like, hey, somebody put a Pokemon right here in our building. That's awesome. So now we can sit back and wait for everybody to come and get it.
Give us money.
Like, well, that's not really how it works either.
And we need to start telling people not to put Pokemons in our building.
Right.
Like that. Like,
it's
what?
Like, no, that's not either.
It's not how it works.
So I don't know. There's a whole lot of confusion, but also there's some laws that have to be figured out.
And do you think that's the company's responsibility at all? I mean, they are taking the step to remove them in some instances, and probably we'll probably see them go away from like the local cemetery, things like that.
Right.
Possibly. If
See, I don't know. I'm kind of on the side of the software development company because they're just creating software, and the players can play it however they want to. Like say me and you are playing. I don't know. What are we playing?
Smite.
We're playing Smite together. And I get so mad at you that I get out of my chair and I go over here and I hit you in the head with a hammer and you die.
I don't like this. I don't like this analogy at all.
Now, that is something that I have done. I've broken the law. It has nothing to do.
Yes, you have,
with
and killed me.
But you could also spin it like, well, the game incited anger and violence in this guy. Well,
so stop the game.
You know what I mean? So I'm on the side of Niantic. They could do whatever the hell they want to do, and these companies have to deal with it. I mean, if you don't want people to come in and play your game, you have to have a sign that says "Don't do it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You create your own laws.
Or maybe work with it. And I mean, I understand you're like, well, this, Holocaust victims, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? Like, there were memorials that we didn't even know existed until Ingress. And then we found them and it was like, hey, this is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So maybe if people would kind of adopt that attitude of like, hey, maybe we'll get some people who didn't know we existed come down and we can tell people, who are coming down here not being respectful of the area to, hey, will y'all please be respectful? This is, about this. And we just don't think that's respectful to do whatever you think is unrespectful. I don't know. Flicking on a phone. People are probably doing that texting people anyway. It's
right.
like,
yeah.
You just have more people doing it. And I think that's probably a good thing in some instances.
Yeah.
We did have a question in the chat room, which is awesome. There's part of it we will get to later because we actually have a cool tool we're going to be talking about that may help you out a little bit.
Cool tool.
And the question, just so a little teaser, does anyone know a good Dratini nest spawn? Tweet us PGO Radio with hashtag Dratini hour. Dratini. Like a martini? No. Dratini martini. Like, whatever. Just tweet us and tell us if you know a good nest spawn. But the extra question is, and what CP should I upgrade my Dratini to become a Dragonair? And we have a tool that will tell you exactly when to do that and what to do it and what you can expect. So stay tuned for that. And until then, we got mail. Pokemon mail. Pokemon mail. Call.
Beautiful.
Wait, is there something over there? Oh, that was mail. Did you see that?
That's mail.
You can do that again. Oh, it's mail. We got Pokemail. So if you want to leave us Pokemail, you can do it plenty of places. You can leave us iTunes reviews, and that's PGO Radio on iTunes. Funny thing, there's another podcast out there called Pokemon Go Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, hey, we're going to try to collaborate and listen with them and see if we can do some stuff together. But we're PGO Radio on, and you can see our logo too, which is PGO Radio on iTunes. So look for that.
I guess that was just a real common name.
Rhymes, right?
We Googled it. We looked around. We didn't see anybody that was called Pokemon Go Radio. In fact, there was only... was there any other show? There was one
There's
other
a bunch of Pokemon, but not Pokemon
Go. We'll have to aggregate all the Pokemon Go podcasts and mention them on the show. We like to just spread the word. And, there's enough room in the whole planet for a ton of Pokemon podcasts, and we highly endorse everybody to start their own. We love it. You got ears and time to listen while you're doing your Pokemon. Yeah, there's no competition here, anything like that. In fact, if you do, if you run a Pokemon Go podcast, we would love to hear from you and maybe even have you on the show, and we'll chat and we can share listeners. We'll be listeners. Right, we'll be listeners ourselves. You'll get 2 listeners right there. But we did get an iTunes review. I don't know if we talked about this last week. I know you tweeted about it, but from Yellow Flower. Yeah. Boer. That's Rhiannon. Bauer. Okay, so that's Rhiannon. Okay, it says, these guys are always entertaining. I really enjoyed all their podcasts that I've heard, and this one is no exception. Loving how they talk about memes and real-life experiences with the game, along with gameplay news. Sets it apart from other Pokemon Go podcasts I've heard in a great way. Sweet. Yay, our first iTunes review. That's awesome. Thanks. You so much. So everyone go there. We may start giving out stuff for reviews, and we'll lump all the reviews in together each time. So if you do it now, it'll help you out later. So do it. Hey, we just got a like on our Facebook page. PGO Radio on Facebook. Go join it. We're on Facebook. But anyway,
Do you? This was the Pints and Pixels stuff that I was talking about. I want to do a question for next week.
Okay.
And you can answer it anyway. You can answer it anywhere. YouTube, even in an iTunes review. I don't care. I'm going to scour the net for your answer. Tweet us, whatever. Call us. But my question is, what are businesses doing around you to try to lure players in to their business using Pokemon Go? So an example is what I was talking about early, Pints and Pixels here in Huntsville. They'll give you tokens. It's a bar that does pinball and video games, like old school arcade machines. Mm-hmm. And they will actually give you 10 tokens for putting a lure on a Pokéstop that's at their location.
That's cool. So you just go up and show them your name and your screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And they will also, they put on a board in the bar as well, some different Pokemons that if you catch them while you're in there, they will give you even more. They put a bounty on their heads.
Oh, yeah.
So while you're waiting and drinking and playing the games, you can actually make some video game funds.
That's pretty sweet.
So that's kind of cool. So what are the businesses doing around you?
Pokemon bounties. Nice. Cool. Let's see here. That will bring us on to something exciting. Yeah! Okay! And that is Evolution Revolution.
Yeah!
And we still have a bumper pending. TM trademark. So okay, so Brent has a very exciting.
You don't know what it is. It's actually very lame and boring.
If you've thought of it, I know it's exciting. So, what would you like to see in this game, sir?
Oh, you're talking to me?
Yeah.
You're not calling me a moron again.
You're the only Brent in this room.
Am I?
Oh.
Have you checked the closet? Oh, I want to show you my twin brother, Brent, too. Oh,
well, I got to catch them all.
You can come out. He may be dead in there.
Oh.
It's been a couple weeks.
It does smell
I keep
weird.
forgetting to tell you. So the past couple shows, he's been waiting in there for you.
That smells like rotten corn chips.
That's just my butt crack.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that's going too far. So with that visual in your mind, I was thinking like, would it be cool, especially with kind of the network issues lately, if they had some sort of offline mode where you could basically take basically a geofenced area. Maybe you would have to drive it at one point and save it off as like an offline area. But then if you were offline, couldn't get network, you could pull up one of these places and there would be some Pokemon in it that you could go find. Maybe a Pokéstop. So like, because there's some people that have Pokéstops in their house. You know, there's some people who like live in a city with tons of Pokéstops and whatever. So to get people in a more rural area or some maybe that can't even get on the network, or maybe even they can get on the network, but there's no Pokemon stops, that you could have this saved area that you had to have visited at some point and save off to kind of tromp around and see stuff. And maybe you could move by clicking and your guy would walk around that area and you could go from Pokéstop and maybe a gym. No, I guess you can't do a gym because you got to be able to fight people.
Right,
but
it needs to be live.
But you basically, everybody would then have a Pokéstop at their house, right?
Oh, yeah.
So they would always be playing.
Right.
They might not want that just because that loses them a little bit of money. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, an offline area to play in.
Maybe a dynamic offline areas that are based on the your phone's coverage, because there's always dead zones on different people's.
That's true.
That's true. So like there might be a certain street and part of someone's yard where there's just no cell service. But if the app was smart enough to know what coverage your phone has and doesn't have, it could switch to an offline mode only in these areas, and it could be transparent to the user. So you wouldn't even know. It just means that you can play Pokemon Go no matter where you are forever. Right. That would be some smart network coding right there. You guys can have that. Go ahead and put that in
Freebie.
there.
He's giving it to you free.
I mean, I don't even know if that's possible, but that'd be pretty cool.
Don't look a gift ID in the mouth because it might bite you or kill you and put you in my closet.
Yeah, and it smell like old rotten gym
cheese
socks.
crack?
Cheese crack.
What is cheese crack? I don't want to smell it. That's all I know.
I don't know. So we have another one too.
What?
From this one comes from Brandon Richmond. This was a YouTube comment.
Yes.
He says, I'd love a start a walk feature. Just a button you press that takes a quick snapshot of your stats, and then when you're done with your walk, it could show a small report of your progress, steps you took, Pokemon caught, XP gained, etc. Now, this is actually a tool that you could use for Ingress. It was a third-party tool called Agent Stats.
Right.
And you could basically take a snapshot, and you might already be an Ingress player. It sounds like you know what you're talking about, and this is a great idea. But before you go out for the day, you take a snapshot of your account, and then when you return, you can upload a new snapshot, and it will give you graphs and charts and all this stuff of all the progress you've made. I love it so much. I use it all the time. And I hadn't really thought about translating that into Pokemon Go, though, but I think that would be a really cool thing because, say, me and Brent take a trip down to New Orleans, right?
Yeah, New Orleans.
And,
we love it there.
We're just picking out fun places to go. We just want to go hang out in some New Orleans action just for the weekend. So we take a snapshot. We would love to say, well, we went down to down there and we hacked 560, or no, not hack. We spun 560 Pokestops.
Yeah.
We visited. We
got our journal.
We visited 18 unique gems. We caught. I mean, you know, like just having this whole thing, like that.
So
would
maybe
be cool.
if we could export our journal, and maybe if they could put more details in the journal, more of this data, and have like an offline mode. Online? No. But basically, where they would have a website where you could go get these details and maybe.
Now the journal doesn't record Pokestops though. It only gives you.
It shows like what you get from a Pokestop.
Oh, it does. Yeah, you're right, because it'll show you the inventory that you're getting. It'll also tell you what you've caught, what ran away. Yeah, so maybe all the info is there.
I mean, I think there's some stuff it doesn't. I can't remember, but I remember I was looking for something in there, and I was like, I wish it showed that.
Like if you do an evolution, I don't think that would show up, right?
I don't know. I'll tell you tomorrow when I do my 30 or 40 evolutions.
So you got a ton of them backed up?
Backed up. I'm waiting. So far, well, actually, we'll get to that in just a second. And it's funny because there's also about the steps and we're going to get something. We've got a bunch of cool tools coming up, so stay tuned for that. This last one, though, is from Twitter. We asked a question about, what you wanted for Evolution Revolution, and Lady Goggles, it's like Lady Goggle.
I like that.
Lady _Goggles says, I really want a form of Pokemon Ami for Go, Pokia Ami.
AMA? Ask me anything?
AMA, I'm stroking again. I really liked that feature from XY.
Oh, okay. That's a feature from the from an RPG, one of the early games.
And is that some of the breeding? Because they're going to be adding breeding, I think. Or
breeding? Like
okay. So I didn't play XY, so I don't know for sure. But JBJ Blaze responded with, I think you mean Pokemon Ami. Funny enough, though, Ami is French for love.
Oh yeah.
I thought that was Amour. My lady Amour. I don't know words in other languages. Mm-hmm. I barely know the words in my own language.
All I know is
That's the only words I know. Sweet. Is that how you call a pig?
Are we getting offensive now?
Come here, piggy. Sweet. Sweet. This is time for the pig calling show. I'm glad you tuned in. Sweet. Anyway, so Tell us what you think. Tell us what the feature is, because that sounds like that'd be cool.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
And if no one tells us, we'll look it up and see. JBJ Blaze knows. Well, and we responded with that. So let's move on
to resources. Oh, nobody likes resources.
I think they said resource.
Resausage.
Resausage. I didn't even know it.
Links and videos.
So someone wanted to know how to what their evolution would be after they did it, right? Like I evolved something. What's it going to be? What was it? A Dratini?
Oh,
so
yeah.
you'd select your Dratini, and then you'd select the CP that it currently is. Say we have a 140 Dratini. And then you hit evolve, and it says 140 Dratini will turn into a 250 to a 259 Dragonair, and then that'll turn into a 507 to a 538 Dragonite. So it will tell you the evolutions and the multiplier and the max combat power that it can be. So you can actually see, I should probably actually feed it some candies and boost it before I evolve it.
Oh, yeah.
And things like this. So this
How did they figure out all the numbers and stuff? Did they?
What if they're just lying?
What if this is just speculation?
Flat out lying.
Yeah,
but I don't know. They've got the API. Apparently, we got to figure out where this API is because
I googled that. If you get on GitHub, there's some interesting stuff using the API. Now, most of it's for cheats and stuff like auto farming, and auto capturing and stuff. But apparently, there is an API, so developers can get out and look for the documentation, and it's there. And wow, pretty crazy.
And this is the PogoToolkit.com. Nice. We'll also tweet out the link so you will know to get it, and in the show notes. Lastly, you might find this interesting because it is Android. And I wish they had this for iOS because I think this is cool. It's PokeFit, and it will give your Pokemon Go a real-time fitness dashboard. So it'll keep track of like your steps and stuff and stuff.
So steps
and stuff.
So it's fit for a trainer.
So like when you're walking and stuff, it keeps route maps of your game sessions. Oh. So like you were saying, you wanted to know where you had been.
Oh, okay. So it records your movement.
Yeah, and your steps.
Oh, okay. Your steps and stuff.
Your steps. I told you it was steps and stuff.
That should be the name of the app.
I was just trying to get exactly what it said, so I had to read. And so it's going to give you a breakdown of how long each training session lasted, distance traveled.
Speed? Does it know how fast you're going?
You can also turn off the display, but still track your stats for review later if you'd rather go for the pure Pogo experience. Mm-hmm. And I don't see speed on here. Track playtime, distance traveled, steps walked, and energy burned.
Oh, okay.
So
it's like an overlay.
Right. Kind of like the Ingress overlay sheet that people use.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. Well, neat.
So you should download it and tell us how it works. Since you have Android.
I have to get out there and do some walking, I guess, to really make sure it's working.
You don't have to. You don't like walking anymore.
Walking?
Christopher?
I like Christopher walking.
You just don't like the exercise walking?
No, I'll walk. I need somebody to walk with.
I told you. I said, let's walk after work. And you kind of gave me this look like...
Like, really?
I don't... Maybe it was just me.
Like, really?
You don't want to do the walking with me. Right? Like, people are all getting fit walking. And I'm like, what are you doing? Just drive up to the Pokéstop. Like, why are you wasting your time with all this exercise?
That's true. Actually,
you're fit.
Right before the show, we did go downtown and we hit up all these stops. And I was recording. I had my camcorder and I was recording people playing and stuff. Not once did we get out of the car.
We didn't.
But actually, that brings me to something different. I brought my camcorder out I'm starting to shoot some videos of me and Brent just goofing off, playing, around town, and so this one. I guess it's probably just going to end up on my on one of my channels, which is youtube.com/always Eric Fullerton.
Always Eric Fullerton, and we'll put that in the show notes too.
So if probably by the time this episode is up, maybe, hopefully, I don't know. Well, maybe not.
You're good and you're fast, but I don't know if you're that fast.
But it's like a little tour of the studio that we're recording in right now. And it's a little bit before the show, a little during the show, and maybe, I'm talking in past tense here, but like maybe we'll be like shooting stuff after the show. Too.
Maybe.
I mean, my camera's still here.
Hey.
But anyway, that's been kind of fun. Just something fun to play around with. Also, if we think about it, if we want to, we could record some real short video tips or little neat things that we found that are like a minute long, like real short.
Right. On the Poke Minute.
Yeah, the Poke Minute.
It's that easy, folks. I don't know how I do it.
And we'll probably put that up on PGO Radio's YouTube channel. And if you haven't seen that, just...
then you're blind.
Go, look for PGO Radio on YouTube.
One day we'll actually have the links down below.
Yeah, there's links to all this stuff on our SoundCloud, and you'll probably really have no problem finding it, really. And
I love this comment from Miracle from the chat. When someone asks me, how did I get such a strong team on Pokemon Go, I tell them 100 Pidgey, 100 Rattata, Titata, 100 Weedle, and 10 kilometers running every single day.
Someday you'll wish you were dead.
Some days you'll wish you were dead. I don't run either, but that's awesome. Thanks for the comments, everybody on the show. And now what you were probably waiting for, I'm sure.
Well, yeah.
Everybody's been waiting for. Now we need like the exercise sounds, like like someone's working out.
Gains, man.
And like clink, right? Maybe a treadmill whir.
So
on the background.
Bunch of weird
and then it goes at the gym. Or maybe we have like bro do it, right? At the gym. The gym.
So how does the treadmill sound go?
Tips and tricks.
And then I can do the treadmill.
That's very good. I like that. Was it? You forgot the clink.
Clink.
At the gym. Tips and tricks right here. So I'm going to give these crappy ones first because we're going to save the best for last, which is the one you told me earlier and is the whole reason why we did this show tonight. We were going to just cancel everything, but you said this and I said, let's do the show. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. I know we've been doing like thousands of episodes of the show, but let's go ahead and restart it. Wait, no, that's the other podcast. We're only on episode 4. But... So my tip, and it's not really a tip, it's just to let you know what it is if you didn't know what it was. Did you know, like, after you may have some Pokemon, when you look at your Pokemon screen, that have, like, this blue glow to them?
To the Pokemon, like, outside, like, walking around?
No. Like, on your screen where you have all your Pokemons, where you're looking at them.
Oh, okay.
And you're like, what does that mean? Are they more powerful? What is
No, I didn't really notice.
It means that it's a new catch.
Oh,
it's one you've recently
I see.
catch. So if you caught something, you're like, oh, that's a lot. You can find it real fast that way.
Oh, I did not know.
And also the incubation trick of the week. And we'll have a link to this article who tells us how to do this. But use a hand massager. And you just massage your screen with the hand massager, and something with that causes it to, I don't know, the gyroscopters, I don't know. But they say it works. They had a video showing it, and they hatched an egg with a hand massager.
That's cool.
They'll find new stuff every day.
There's weird hacks everywhere.
They're going to be like, I just put my nipple on it and rub it left and right real fast, and that's how I do it. We just lost some listeners. Yeah. That's my fault. But that brings us to
the tip of the week.
Of the year.
So we're going to talk about that tip next week because we just ran out of time. So
see y'all next week.
Uh-oh. It appears we've come to the end.
Oh, we're not really doing that, are we?
All right. We'll give it to you. You guys have been good and waited this long. Okay. So when you're capturing a Pokemon, Okay, let's see. How do I explain it? This is for listeners, because if you're watching on YouTube, I can kind of demonstrate this. But for listeners, I'll try to be very descriptive here. When you're capturing a Pokemon, you want to immediately start swiping up.
So this is before, but like as soon as you click on it, not like you got to make sure.
Like that. If you're looking, basically,
not up and down, but just up.
Yeah, I'm frantically.
I'm in the mistake doing up and down.
I'm frantically like swiping up over and over. Like repeat that motion as fast as you can. Don't swipe down. Just swipe up, and then put your finger back down and swipe up, and begin this motion where the Pokeball starts at the bottom of the screen. And this is before. This is right after you click the Pokemon, and the camera starts zooming in on them. That's when you start your motion, and it looks stupid, I know, and your arm will get real tired.
I laughed at him.
But this is pretty awesome.
I laughed at him, I'll admit it.
And so what ends up happening is you will hit the Pokemon in the face with a ball, because what happens in the beginning of the animation is that the Pokemon will fill the screen up. He's huge, and he starts shrinking down. So in that split second that your ball gets released, it has no other place to go than to hit whoever it is right in the face.
Right in the face. Smack dab in the middle of the face.
And what's more is usually you'll get an excellent.
Extra XP every time?
You'll get extra XP, and sometimes, not always, but always, like when it happens, you'll get a curveball. Like it'll freak out. Like depending on how you're doing your motion, you can still hit a crazy curveball in that split second, because we're telling you, like, the Pokemon's head is really huge and it's hard to miss. So anyway, so that's the tip. I think I was pretty, explained it pretty well for just listeners. But this trick is actually, I was showing Brent for the very first time on this vlog that we recorded earlier. That's going to be on YouTube later, and you can actually see us do it. And I told Brent, like, while I was recording, you're like, what?
Yeah.
What? Are you kidding me?
And it worked. Like, I was like, this is... It
changes
It makes sense, like, as soon as you see it and do it. At first, I was like, I don't really get what you're talking about. And then, like, you do it. And the only things that mess it up is, like, sometimes you'll have a really jumpy Pokemon, and it may jump over the ball. Yeah. But, like, seriously, it's just, like, right in the face.
It's not worth missing out on, because you'll probably always get extra XP, and you don't have to worry about aiming. You just
And Dickle Pickles, we were talking about the Dratini. We don't actually. No one tweeted about the Dratini stuff yet, so follow us on Twitter and watch that. But to know when to evolve him, use that evolution calculator on pogotoolkit.com, and they'll show you exactly how much you want to put into him and invest and make it the strongest Dratini possible.
Strongest, the fastest.
And there's Mr. Thurman in the... Anyway, that's chat room. Thanks for everybody watching live.
Yeah, and we're at twitch.tv/PGO Radio on at 8 p.m. Central on Fridays.
Sometimes we'll start later, but...
it might change, but we'll tweet. We always tweet out before the show and stuff like that. But if you just want a generic time, that's,
nice and generic.
That's when you need to be here if you want to hang out with us. Pikachu! A lot of the questions that we read from is straight from the chat room, so it's like real nice and cozy. It's a cozy little place.
We'll do this together. Like, this isn't just us talking to each other. This is us talking to each other and you. It's like a conversation. People come together. They do a little round circle, maybe a dance or two. I don't know what you do at your own homes. You can dance while you listen. You can listen while you're at a Pokéstop, and then tell people, you need to listen to this.
Yeah, so you have your phone already. You have some earbuds in. You have your phone. If you're by yourself, then I could see if you're with some friends and you want to talk and stuff. You don't want to be isolated and listen.
Right.
To stuff. But like if you're just by yourself, or you're going to be in a park for an hour, just pop up this show. It's actually kind of a cool thing. You can hear, if not this show, any show. I'm just saying, like, listen to something.
The other Pokemon Go Radio.
Yeah, there's other shows too. Like, honestly.
So I want to know what people think. Like, would anybody interested in having us do an audio timer? Like every 5 minutes, play a sound that didn't distract from the show, but you could go, oh, there's the timer. I need to spin. So you could start listening at a Pokéstop when a timer started, and then you wouldn't have to look at your screen. You could listen. You could drive if you're driving. I guess you shouldn't be driving around a Pokéstop. But if you are, you could just be listening. Then you'd hear the sound and go, oh, I need to swipe.
Yeah.
I need to spin.
That'd be weird.
Would that be cool?
Or that'd be annoying as crap. I don't know.
Let us know.
And if we don't get hit by...
Because it's time to go.
If we don't get hit by a train or run off the side of the road this week, we will see you next week for episode 5, where we will have another cool tip and
or 2.
Some really bad email.
Some awesome resources.
And some terrible... No, we'll probably have some terrible resources.
The best reviews on iTunes that you've done.
Nah, it's probably some real stinkers.
And the best around. Should we play a song? Should we play a song out?
A song? What kind of song?
I don't know. I don't even have the...
Like, Squirtle got away. Squirtle got away.
Oh, that was kind of bad.
Squirtle got away.
The Squirtle got away.
Hey, hey, hey.
This is horrible. A Squirtle got away today. Made me cry. A Squirtle got away today. He'll poke me in the eye. A Squirtle got away today. Right between my
Squirrel got away. And then we're driving down the street in the right lane.
right lane.
We could hear it coming like a train.
Like a train, train, train.
And then we kept driving because we were staring at our phones.
Phone to phone to phone, phones.
We drove right into that train, and now we're just a pile of bones.
A pile of bones, but it Squirtle got away.
Squirrel got away.
And Squirtle got away.
Squirrel got away.
And Squirtle got away. A Squirtle got away. That kind of hurt. I think I hurt something. I think I want to hit this button.
Uh-oh. It appears we've come to the end of another hour. But don't worry. We'll be back next week with more Pokemon Go goodness. If you want to contribute, please go tweet us at PGO Radio, email us at pgoradio@gmail.com, or leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/PGO Radio.
This podcast is part of the Large March Media Network. Visit us on the web at largemarch.media.